This episode of Previews World Weekly is brought to you by Previews World Pullbox. With Pullbox, the continuation of your favorite story is only a few clicks away. Sign up now by visiting previewsworld.com/pullbox.
What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day, which means it's time for Previews World Weekly. I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood.
And is there do we have anything to say about Free Comic Book Day at this point? Probably not, right?
No, probably not. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Free Comic Book Day, and I'll keep you up to date there as soon as the news starts a rolling for 2022.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, there you go, guys. Just keep updated because I know, we get questions all through the year, like people asking, like, is it this week? Is it this week?
Yeah.
Is it this week?
Like weirdly, just like in February, someone will be like, is it Free Comic Book Day today? And I'm like, I don't think so.
I think so. But maybe you should get that Valentine's Day gift that you're clearly not thinking about. Anyway, of course, we're not the only ones here this week on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Chuck Lindsay of Chuckload of Comics.
Hey, happy Comic Book Day, everybody.
My
stack was so thick.
There you go.
It's good to be alive.
Now you just confused so many people.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'll look forward to my DMs later.
Not Free Comic Book Day.
There you go. That doesn't mean steal from your local comic shop because today is New Comic Book Day, guys, by the way. Chuck, what's going on, man?
Oh, man, so glad to be here. Thanks so much for having me. I've been watching the show forever, so it's a real treat for you guys to be inviting me here. So this is fun, man. I'm just excited on a Wednesday to talk comics, pop culture, fandom, nerddom, everything under the sun.
Absolutely. Actually, you're really good at that because that is what you do on Chuckload of Comics. And I got to tell you, I get my news from you. You're one of my sources, right? Because you just give straight up news, like boom, right there on my feed. So it's simple to kind of follow. But can you tell people more about the website and the YouTube and everything else?
Yeah, Chuckload of Comics started out strictly kind of as a YouTube show. Me and a small handful, my wife and I and some friends, just kind of delivering the nerd news. It started out just as comic book reviews. It rolled into movies, got into nerd news, and it has now grown into one of the biggest sort of news fandom sites in Chicago. We're in downtown Chicago right now, and we've got a team of wonderful people. We've got Annie Banks, who is our Rotten Tomatoes critic. She's on staff.
Cool.
Lots of people just kind of pulling nerd news stories. So it's kind of become the place to go every single day for what's going on in the world of nerddom.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And just one more time, what else you get at the end of the show? Can you just give the URL so people know where to find you?
Yeah, it's chuckloadofcomics.com.
All right. Okay. And actually, look, you already got a fan. Marco saying, that's awesome.
It's
Thanks,
true.
Marco. And he's also saying, how's it going, guys? I'm doing good. I don't know about the rest of these two.
Whoa. I'm pretty good.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's find out how good New Comic Book Day is. How about that? So it is Wednesday. It is New Comic Book Day. Uh-oh. That was an interesting face, Ashton. Are you terrified of finding out what's good on New Comic Book Day?
There was a lull there, and I was like, am I supposed to be saying something here? I don't think so. I'll just make a face.
Okay. That always works. That's worked before. I think that's okay. Anyway, it's New Release Wednesday, so we're going to focus on the new releases. Chuck has his pick this week. Ashton has hers. I have mine. And so we're going to put you onto some new comics available at your local comic shop today. Let's go. Marco's getting the trifecta. He says, New Comic Book Day is the best day of the week. I love that. Thank you.
That is true.
It. All right. I've seen this joke a couple of times, but I just wanted to give it this. We're going to talk about The Matrix later, and I've seen this joke about 3 times on our feed. So, okay, which pill makes us larger and which one makes you small? That's a Beatles joke, by the way.
Oh, God.
So, anyway, Ashton, you want to start things off? What is your pick today?
Oh, nice. Okay, I was totally expecting Chuck to go first, but I'm ready. Okay.
Well, he's our guest.
But that's why I thought he was going to go first, because he's the guest.
Okay, I was going to save him for last because he's our guest. So,
okay, well, that's fine. I'm happy to talk. Don't have to twist my arm. My pick this week is Go West from Source Point Press, written by Garrett Gunn with art from Stan Yak. And it's sort of like this really great retro futuristic Western action adventure, right? And so it focuses on Arthur Slade, who, honest to God, just wants to be left alone. He wants to just live his life in peace. But that is wishful thinking, especially because the land that he and his family are situated on is one of the most dangerous and sought after pieces of land in the entire United States. And so a group of outlaws band together to murder his family and stir up some trouble. And that kind of springs him into this vengeance mode where he's out to just like hunt them down and take apart this group of outlaws, just piece by piece, really like methodically and somewhat gruesomely. And so in doing so, he has to go west, hence the title, into like the furthest western reaches of the United States, which are like the most dangerous, most forbidden areas. And it's sure to get, even further out of hand from there. If you're fans of Yellowstone from Peacock, or if you like The Magnificent Seven, this would be a good fit for you.
Okay.
I always like these kinds of things. I mean, this is kind of in the wheelhouse of picks I tend toward every week.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm gaming the system because I need to point out I have another pick, the most just adorable, ungodly cute avatar plushie to exist on the planet. The cutest little Aang. He's so adorable.
That is kind of adorable.
Staff.
A little smirk. The smirk.
Right.
Yeah. That's actually pretty nice. That's quantum mechanics. You know what? I did not realize that they do plush toys.
I did not either. There's also
Yeah.
a Katara and a Sokka one
All right.
available in addition to Aang.
Collect them all, guys. Yeah. Like apparently, I guess, well, it says July 7th, but clearly it dropped this week. So, little pushback, but you can pick it up at your local comic shop. If you haven't had a chance yet, ask Previews Pull Box to find you a comic shop and have them reserve it for you now. Chuck, before I let you go, I'm just going to say this real quick. I don't know about you, but I love the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And I saw these figures from NECA this week. Normally I'd pick a comic, but I too am going to go off the reservation a little bit and pick these toys from NECA. They have a Leonardo, they have a Michelangelo, and a Shredder. And they look like they are right off of the screen. Like, it's kind of crazy how great these things look.
Those are really detailed. They even got like the thigh muscles going.
Right.
And they got
so
the
it's kind of
color.
crazy.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at that Shredder. That's nuts. So yeah, I think these are big boys. Like there are, let's see here, 1/4 scale, and they're going for $142. Just like so, I buried the lead there. Like they are very expensive, but I mean at the same time, wow, like the detail on those are phenomenal. And so I just had to point those out because I thought those were awesome. And
Shredder looks amazing, man.
Right? Yeah.
I always want to cosplay at that particular Shredder. It's just really hard to find the loose fitting, shiny jumpsuit.
Yeah, that's true.
So required for that type of cosplay. But that's incredible.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And NECA always makes great stuff, so I shouldn't be surprised. But that's my pick for this week. What about you, Chuck? What's going on with you? What are you looking forward to this week?
Like I said at the beginning of the show, my pull list today was super duper thick. But I mean, the book I was most looking forward to this week was the finale of Rorschach. If you haven't started reading Rorschach, well, I mean, you're about 12 issues behind. So this is the finale. This wraps up the whole crime drama that Tom King set into motion several months ago. If you haven't picked it up, basically, in the first episode or first issue, there's a new person kind of taking up the mantle of Rorschach. He and a partner of his attempt to commit an assassination. This all happens in the first issue. So basically, the entire 12-issue run is this detective trying to figure out, okay, who is this person behind the mask? Why are they trying to commit this assassination against the governor? Governor Truly, who's running against the president in a future election. So an attempted assassination comes, and it's just this perfect Tom King mystery. If you don't know about Tom King, I mean, he used to be a CIA agent. The guy knows about government. He knows about all that kind of secret government stuff, and he just writes it perfectly. Yeah. It's a real page turner. The art's absolutely spectacular. So it's wrapped up. If you can't go back and get all 12 issues, I'm sure a trade paperback is on the way. But I picked it up. I read it this morning, and I was blown away. It's just perfect writing and amazing art.
Awesome. What else was on your stack this week, Chuck?
There was a lot. I got the Eternals Thanos Rising, which had so many covers. I haven't read it yet. I picked it up. It took me about 10 minutes to pick which variant cover I wanted to get. Really excited about that one. The Darth Vader run with the Bounty Hunter war that's going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm only kind of sticking to the Darth Vader one because I've been reading that Greg Pak run since the very beginning. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. I'm hoping this one's great. Every issue of the Darth Vader run has been great. So if you haven't picked that one up, it's a must.
We were talking about doing a Star Wars Bounty Hunter roundtable, Ashton. We should probably still do that.
I'm totally down to do that.
It's a lot of issues. Like, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But,
it's a bit much.
yeah. It's like it started in like midsummer and like it's about to wrap up, I
Yeah.
think, actually in another month. So, but yeah, let's see if we got the stamina to make that happen. All right. So of course comics aren't available, just the only thing available at your local comic shop. You can also get toys. So here's Natasha with this week's toy chest. And when we get back, we'll talk about one other toy that I think you guys will be really excited to see. Check it out.
Natasha here to give you a look inside the previous toy chest. Let's find out what's at comic shops this week. That's not all. Before heading to your local comic shop, be sure to check out PREVIEWSworld.com/new releases. There you'll find a complete rundown of everything a toy collector could possibly want.
And special thanks to Natasha, aka Cannon Doll X. Every Tuesday, we drop a video with her on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of the above, where we just give you a rundown of the featured items available at your local comic shop this week. So once you see that video, then head over to PREVIEWSworld.com/new releases and see the complete list. Because hey, those Ninja Turtles weren't even on that list this week. So yeah, you get more than you bargained for with those with PREVIEWSworld.com/new releases. And speaking of toys, I know there's some Funko fanatics out there. Chuck, are you a Funko fan?
I am. I'm not a Funko fanatic. I'm a
Yes.
fan.
An important distinction.
Yes. We have a Funko fanatic in our midst. It's Anna Mia. It's quite impressive. I don't understand how she's able to house all those, but maybe she'd be excited about this. It seems like she doesn't collect like based off her fandom. She just collects.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know if she's a big Daredevil fan, but she might want to check this out. We've got a Previews exclusive from Funko and of course Previews, which means that yes, you can only get it through Previews and certain, I'll say also certain sites that also order through Previews. It's Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. This one is basically exclusive vinyl. They call it the Action Pose Daredevil. And I'm not sure if they've done a previous Daredevil figure from Funko, but this is the Action Pose one. Of course, it's $13.99, and it comes with an exclusive comic, which I think is actually also really cool. And of course, it's limited quantities, and I want to remind people to get their orders in by the 27th because that's the cutoff, and it'll arrive in stores November. So yeah, keep an eye on that. That's a
They should call this the Angry Eyebrows edition. Look how mad he looks.
He does look mad.
He does.
Very grumpy.
He looks like he's about to really tear it up real quick. He looks like he's just about to dive into some members of the Hand and just call it a day. I'm with it. So, but yeah, that's available now at your local comic shop. Let's do some news. Like Chuck, this is kind of like your expertise. So I'm gonna ask you to like just kind of jump in whenever you're ready. But Ash is going to give us a rundown of some of the stuff that's been happening in the world of comics this past week, and we're just going to talk a little bit about it and see what we're excited about. So here you go, Ashton. The floor is yours.
Great. So I guess the big story this week is Mike Mignola is back. He is writing and illustrating his first full-length comic in 5 years. And so this will be the next chapter in his Hellboy universe. It is titled Sir Edward Grey Acheron. It's a one-shot story set following the events of BPRD, The Devil You Know, in which the Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense has managed to fight off the monsters on Earth long enough for humanity to escape underground. And so, like I said, this is his first full-length comic book since Dark Horse published Hellboy in Hell. That was back in 2016. And so he's reuniting with his colorist Dave Stewart, as well as letterer and his longtime collaborator Clem Robbins. And so Dark Horse will be publishing this in December of this year.
All right, cool. I don't know about you, Chuck, but I definitely had a moment. I was like, wait, Mike Mignola left comics? When I first saw that headline. It was, but he does a lot of art.
Waves, the anger and rage like 5 years ago, and he said, okay, I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm just going to do about 10 more cons, and then I'm gone.
I mean, he keeps doing covers, and I always kind of see Hellboy a lot, but he also does stuff for like Masters of the Universe. So I'm used to seeing his art like almost every single week when I'm on the show, but I didn't realize that he hadn't done a book in so long. So that's actually really cool. Are you looking forward to this one?
I am. He's actually like the nicest guy in the world too. I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to sit down with him and talk to him. We went up to his table at C2E2 about 4 years ago with our, I think maybe the last one he did, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, was the winter special episode that he did.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's not the last one, but that's the one I
No.
wanted to talk to him about. And he was just the nicest guy. He was so engaging. He wasn't rushing anybody. I mean, the lines were long, but he was just the coolest guy. So yeah, I mean, Hellboy is always one that's on my pull list. So very excited for this one.
Ah, cool. So I'm looking out for all you Hellboy BPRD fans. All right, so we were going to kind of talk about Why the Last Man, but none of us saw it.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. But I do kind of want to point out, Chuck, according to, like, it seems like not a lot of people are all like that into it anyway right now, which is unfortunate.
Sadly, yeah, I've been kind of combing the nerd sphere, and the reviews for Why the Last Man aren't great. I've been trying to kind of get a good cross section from actual news people and people like myself that just babble on YouTube. But people are saying, it's okay. It's not great. It doesn't quite live up to. I thought the first trailers that we saw were great. It looked like this big, massive, high budget production, but apparently the story doesn't quite hold up to fans of the comic books and what people were hoping to see.
I see this as like a challenge. I'm going to go watch this now just to kind of have my own appraisal of it, because the trailer was good, and like I don't know what the expectations are for this necessarily, but I read it like in the early 2000s, and I thought it was a pretty straightforward series. So why not? Why the Last Man? It's on FX and Hulu. Join me and find out whether it's good or not. Hawkeye. You guys saw the trailer for Hawkeye, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought it was it knocked my socks off. Not to bury the lead, but I mean, Jesus, it was the Christmas feel good fun romp of the entire season. So Christmassy, so much fun, so much different than anything we've seen at Disney Plus. So I mean, I adored it. I fell in love with it. Ashton, have you had a chance to check it out?
I have not actually. I feel like, not to get ahead of ourselves, I've found myself down a Matrix rabbit hole. So I've been kind of missing out on other things.
It's great. I mean, it just feels good. My money, it doesn't get much better than Rogers the Musical. If you watch it, there's this whole Broadway production of Steve Rogers on stage. Definitely check out the trailer. It just looks really sweet. I was really expecting a much darker, brooding kind of Hawkeye, because every time we've seen Hawkeye in the past few iterations of him in Endgame and Civil War, bad things are happening. Hawkeye. He's not having the best past couple of years, and then to see this trailer, he's smiling again. He's happy. There's Christmas trees everywhere. There's snow falling. So it's not what I was expecting, but I'm actually more excited now.
Then I will definitely be checking that out like first thing after we're done here.
It's a blast. It's tons of fun, and it hits Christmas Eve. It's actually they're going to drop it Christmas night, which is tons of fun. Look at all the snow on the logo. I mean, come on.
That's definitely not what I would have expected. I mean, you said it perfectly. Hawkeye's kind of down on his luck, so it's not what I had in mind.
But it's great. I mean, Disney Plus is crushing it with, nothing feels like the show that came before it. Falcon Winter Soldier felt nothing like WandaVision. Loki felt nothing like Falcon Winter Soldier. And now we get this. And What If is just on a completely other realm all unto itself. And we get this wonderful Christmas romp. Who knows what Ms. Marvel's going to look like, and She-Hulk and Moon Knight. Moon Knight's looking pretty dark, but I think this is going to be the feel-good show.
Right. Well, we need to strike kind of a good balance there too, right? Like everything can't be so foreboding that you kind of like people get exhausted by it. So it sounds like they have like a nice even slate coming up.
Yeah. Perfect drop, Christmas. Give us a fun Disney Plus thing at Christmas time. And so I'm hoping they knock it out of the park.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. I think that's going to be. I actually was way more surprised from that trailer than I thought I was going to be. Like, it kind of like hit all the right beats for me, especially for someone who read was it David Aja and Matt Fraction's Hawkeye? That's like kind of what the vibe I was going for. So I'm with it 100%. Actually, I also want to ask you about this. See, I didn't know much about this Colin Farrell showing up in the Batman by Matt Reeves, but apparently he's already reprising his role before the movie already comes out. What's that about?
Yeah, that came out this week. Colin Farrell is in talks to do the second now announced spin-off show from the Batman, Matt Reeves Batman that comes out next year. It's going to be a completely penguin-centric show about Oswald Cobblepot's rise to power in Gotham City, and it is going to star Colin Farrell, which is awesome. So I know there's a lot of people were kind of fearing that with all the production delays and news that Pattinson wasn't getting along very good with Matt Reeves, people were kind of worried
Oh,
about
really?
the franchise and Batman. But it seems like HBO really likes what they've seen so far, or Warner Brothers, because yeah, they have this show potentially coming out. It's just in early talks and development. But also there's the other show, the Gotham PD, that's going to
Right.
kind of focus on sort of Gotham PD, Jim Gordon. I think later on, not like what we saw at Fox, but
Right.
we're really excited about it. And we haven't seen much from Colin Farrell in any of the trailers. Hopefully, we're going to get another trailer after the DC Fandom. I think that's going to be their big drop, where they give us a super duper trailer.
Yeah.
Not just a bunch of sounds of tape ripping and. I don't know if you saw any of those.
Oh God.
People
Tape
have
ripping?
shown it to some test screening audiences, and the first thing everybody said is that the Riddler is a terrifying, almost too terrifying character.
Oh, that's awesome.
No way.
It's going to be like a Hannibal Lecter kind of Riddler that just got me goosebumps just talking about.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Don't scale back on that, guys. Give it to us. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, yeah, Riddler's up there as far as my favorite Batman villains, and I want them to give him some serious non-Jim Carrey treatment. So,
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
God.
part of that story is that I don't know if you guys read a few weeks ago, Philadelphia scribe Rodney Barnes. We have it on pretty good authority. He actually signed a deal with HBO for a 2-year deal to write and showrun some of the new shows on HBO Max, and we have it on pretty good authority that one of those shows is going to be a Batman show. Not sure if it's going to be the Gotham PD or if it's going to be the new Oswald Cobblepot show. But I mean, if you haven't been reading Philadelphia, he's crushing it. If you didn't see the new Wu-Tang show on Hulu, he's the showrunner for that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Everybody hates Chris, and the guy's done so much. So you give him an HBO Max, give him an HBO budget, and say, "Here, go play in Gotham City." I mean, that's just something.
Yeah.
About.
I just started getting into Philadelphia, and it's excellent. And like, yeah, you're right. Rodney Barnes actually has a storied career in television and movies. So yeah, that's awesome. Anybody else? Does he look like Stabler? Like Colin Farrell look like Stabler from Lost and Law and Order up there? I don't know what it is. I can't remember the guy's name, the actor's name right now. He's in the TV show Happy too, but he looks like Stabler to me from Law and Order for some reason. I don't know what it is.
That's quite the observation.
I just picked up on that. That's all. I like the whole time sitting there like,
of him is that one.
I mean, it's impressive because Colin Farrell doesn't look like Colin Farrell, so that's actually kind of cool. But there you go. Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, Chris Maloney.
Yeah,
No,
Chris
Chris
Maloney.
Maloney's an egghead, and I will die on this hill.
He's an egghead. It sounds very personal, Ashton. He looks like Chris Maloney. Just like
He doesn't.
really
His
does.
head's too round to be Chris Maloney.
Okay, all right. I mean, maybe his deformed brother. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh.
It caught me by surprise how un-Colin Farrell looked in that image.
Yeah, I didn't
Actually,
even realize that was him in that image for like the first several seconds I was looking at it.
Exactly. So somebody's doing their job, like in the makeup department for sure. All right, let's give you guys a trailer real quick. I've been seeing a lot of buzz about Amazing Spider-Man lately and Nick Spencer's big send-off. And it looks like we're going to get a little glimpse. We're going to give you guys a glimpse into the future of what's next after Nick Spencer's Spider-Man. So here's a trailer for Amazing Spider-Man number 75. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about it.
The Beyond Corporation is proud to announce our groundbreaking partnership with Spider-Man. The world is a dangerous place, but in the same way that Beyond is taking care of your every need, Beyond is going to keep you and the world safe. With our new proprietary and patented technology, Spider-Man will be able to perform with an increase of 37% efficiency, assuring the prosperity of New York and a better tomorrow.
This is a paid advertisement produced by the Beyond Corporation. Brought to you by superstar writer Zeb Wells and Stormbreaker artist Patrick Gleason.
I've been seeing a lot of Art Adams cover work. He's been posting a lot of it on Instagram recently. So I was glad that they said covers by Art Adams, because like he alone needs like applause for some of the artwork he's been showcasing on his Instagram. That stuff looks phenomenal. You guys can of course check out more of that on our website. You can actually see Art Adams covers for Spider-Man 75. Just head over to PREVIEWSworld.com/search. Are you big on the current run of Spider-Man, Chuck?
Oh, absolutely. It's destined to be a classic. I mean, the art's phenomenal. The stories are phenomenal. I mean, right after the Secret Wars, the latest Secret Wars that happened, what about 10 years ago, when they relaunched kind of Spider-Man in the sort of digital suit, the mechanical suit of, I liked it, but it kind of lacked the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man feel. But this whole new run is just like, if you've never read a Spider-Man book, or if you're new to comics, start with this one. It's going to give you all the Spider-Man feels, all the Spider-Man vibes. The art's great. The characters are great. Sad to see it kind of going away. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's phenomenal.
And, I have some confidence in Zeb Wells. Everything I've read by Zeb Wells has actually been great. Oh, look, Johnny's showing us some of the sketch. He's just been, it's crazy to me that Art Adams still draws by hand. Like, I've dealing with comic book artists, like so few of them draw by hand anymore, but like he's doing it for real, and it looks great. And yeah, he's been showcasing all his different Spider-Man covers for like the last, I want to say the last week. And they're just so dynamic and so like just badass.
Detailed.
Right. Like absolutely excellent. I love it. But yeah, like there's been like some murmurs and like some controversy about the recent run. Mephisto's back, and there's some stuff with Doctor Strange again, and looks like they're kind of cleaning up some of the aspects of One More Day and Brand New Day, and now they're going to introduce Ben Reilly as Spider-Man. Like, yeah, it's an interesting time to be a Spider-Man reader, so I'm looking forward to it. I like it. Ashton, you ready to get into it? You ready to get into the social swamp?
Oh, always.
All right. Are we going to get real heady here, or are we going to get like, real like philosophical? I hope we do.
I mean, how can we have this conversation and not?
I believe it. All right, Chuck. You know what? You joined us on the best week because we're going to have an interesting conversation about the Matrix. So let's get it. Ashton's going to take us to Social Swamp, and we're going to talk about some interesting things.
Okay, so with the release of the new trailer for The Matrix Resurrections, we're returning to a favorite Matrix discussion. So given your choice, would you have taken the red pill or the blue pill? And for a little bit of context, the red pill is basically freedom of mind and your ability to know potentially unsettling truths, and the blue pill is blissful ignorance. So let's see what you guys had to say. Mm-hmm. Sarah says, red pill. I really want to learn to knit, but my hands and brains insist on crochet only. Right? It's an interesting interpretation of what the red pill does, but all right.
Very selfish reason, but okay. I mean, it's a selfish choice, I guess. So.
Robert says, well, on one side, you have to face off against ruthless, never-ending robots hell-bent on your destruction. On the other side, you get to stay safely in your artificial reality where nothing hurts you and everything tastes like chicken. Keenan says, red pill. I would love to be plugged in and learn all talents and fighting styles as it's downloaded into my head. Michael says red, then download all known martial art styles, every book on being charismatic, mind manipulation, and human psychology, then just go out into the Matrix straight winning.
It's like a bully.
Yeah, right.
Jen says, I'm going to take them both at once just to see what happens. That sounds like a horrible idea.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Marike says neither. Who just takes pills from a random stranger?
Hey, you know what, Marike, you earned that 25 those 25 thumbs up. That was 100%. That was actually a valid question in itself.
And Neo, how fitting, says, some guy I just met under a bridge takes me to a janky apartment building in the worst part of town and offers me a pill that will reveal the truth about reality. I can't even read this without laughing. That will reveal the truth about reality. I would absolutely take the red one because why the hell not?
Okay. Sure. Not where I thought that was going to go, but okay.
No, I was laughing through most of that. Absolutely. Yeah, and then it got to the end, hard left.
Absolutely. So, Chuck, you know what? We're going to start with you on this one because I'm really curious what you have to say here. Like, red pill or blue pill?
I got to say, I feel like about a year and a half ago, we all took a big spoonful of red pill and got a dose of reality that nobody wanted. I would give anything to take just a whole bottle of blue pills and go back to the happy bliss that I lived in a year and a half ago before we all realized, how crazy the world can get. So I'm gonna go with blue and just enjoy life and the wool that's over my eyes. Look at everything through the rose-colored glasses, because someone in the Matrix is there typing just the perfect life for all of us, and I'm just gonna trust that person. I'm just gonna live in his world.
Well, it's definitely not a person.
Well,
Oh God, don't remind me.
Yeah, don't get us started on the robot thing.
Be here all
All
day.
right, no, I mean, hey, you know what? It is your choice, right? And like that is totally valid. What about you, Ashton? Red pill or blue pill?
You know what? I think look, Chuck makes a valid point, right? Like there is absolutely truth to the statement that ignorance is bliss, and it's so much easier that way. But I feel like there's a danger to that, like a very scary danger to just like complete and total ignorance, right? Like what if everybody just took the blue pill? That seems not good. That doesn't seem productive. I feel like I would go the red pill, but begrudgingly. And I feel like it's some sort of like obligation by virtue of humanity.
Okay. All right. I'm with that. That's very selfless of you, Ashton. I like that.
I mean, I'm sure it'll still be painful and not very good, no bueno, to know the hard truths, but I think it is nonetheless important.
I mean, yeah, I think you're right about that. But at the same time, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm kind of like with Chuck on this. I kind of feel like we've already taken blissful ignorance as a choice. Like I don't know, like yeah, I think that's literally my answer. Is like I think we're already there, and the robots are destined to win. So.
That's a very defeatist mentality.
I mean, I think we're already here. And I actually hope that the new Matrix movie addresses that. I think that it will. I thought it was very like funny to see Neo in an elevator, and he's the only one not holding a cell phone to his face.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually very amusing, and like if that's the direction the movie's going to go, then I am incredibly interested in it. So, despite the last two movies, so. I'm into it.
That was an eye-opening trailer, and I love that scene that you just talked about when everybody's just walking around with their cell phones out, and they're stuck in the Matrix while stuck in the Matrix. We're all living in a Matrix. Right now.
There it is. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I love that scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious about this. Like, I was one of those people who didn't love the third movie. What did you guys think of like the last round of Matrix movies?
I have no recollection of even watching it. I know that I've seen it, couldn't tell you a thing about it.
I think that most people's memory of the third one is, I know I saw it. I can't remember what it was. And I remember big guns and like robots with machine guns. That's about the only thing I really took. And the machines carrying Neo away on their shoulders.
That's right.
Oh, God. I forgot about even that.
Too very much. I don't know if any of you guys were able to check out. They did a one-night screening, a fan screening, in the 20th anniversary of the first Matrix. They put it back in the theaters for like one night only. We had a chance to go see it in the Dolby Theater here in Chicago, and it was packed. There's still a love for this franchise.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Regardless of the past two, I don't know anybody who really likes 3. Some people like 2, but the fandom's still there, And if all they got to do is write a really good story, I think what upset a lot of people is that the end of Matrix 1, we see, Ted doing his Superman thing, flying off in the sky, and they never really picked up where that left off. So hopefully this will kind of address and pick up sort of where we left off with number 1.
Yeah. No, I think the first one is it was popular for a reason, and it's kind of considered a classic for a reason.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Have you guys ever seen the Animatrix? I like talk that up all the time. Like, if you've never, Ashton, if you've watched the first one and like you're like 2 and 3, whatever, if you get a chance to watch the Animatrix, because the Animatrix is freaking awesome, and it's an anthology movie, and it's like all anime directors. What are the guys who did Cowboy Bebop's behind it? They got some of the people from Square Enix doing something on there as well, and it gives you the story that you I think I wanted from more Matrix movies. So
when in doubt, doing an anime. Like it worked for Spawn. I don't know if you saw the anime, animated Spawn on HBO so long.
Yeah.
If you completely blow it on the big screen, get a bunch of talented illustrators and animators and make something that people are going to be talking about for generations.
No, absolutely. Now, it's funny too, because I'm seeing I still see like major movie releases repeat that. like try to duplicate that. They did one for Blade Runner. They did one for like Aliens not too long ago. So, you know, I think you're right. It's a sound strategy. Hey, why don't you turn it into an anime? See how that works instead of...
They're doing it with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Disney Plus,
they're doing it with Star Wars.
Star Wars Visions coming out. That just,
Mhm.
I saw that trailer, Ashton, and oh my God, it's so cool. They got a different animator doing a different Star Wars story. It
Nice.
looks insane.
It does
Samurai
look cool.
warriors, you know, with lightsabers. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm into that. That was an easy sell.
Yeah, no. When I heard anime Star Wars, I was like, all right, bring me back in. I'll take the hurt one more time. Sure. Say that every single time with Star Wars.
I was about to say, everybody
Right.
that's a fan of Star Wars has such a masochistic relationship
It is.
with
It really is. It really is. You know, actually, someone pointed out, like, you know, about the Matrix. They were like, "I'm going to go back in again and watch this. I want this to be good." And I joked with them. I was like, "Yeah, there's kind of a masochism to being comic book readers and sci-fi fans, and you know, it's just like you're just going to keep trying until you get that same buzz again." So,
Wait, so what are maybe some of like your expectations or theories for what the plot of this movie will be? Because Troy and I, we talked about like the trailer's amazing. Like it's so hype. It looks so good. It gets you so excited. I have not a clue of what to expect from this movie. And the trailer doesn't really give you all that much to work with.
Yeah,
Well-
there's not that much to really pull from. I mean, it's a really good trailer to kind of give you a sense of what it's going to look like. It does get you more excited about it if you weren't excited about it. It looks like it's shot really well. I love that, that Neo's got his beard and his long hair. He's got his John Wick look
Yeah.
to him, which is great. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell what it's going to be about. I love the part where Trinity didn't recognize him. You know, they don't know each other. So maybe it's just a complete and total reboot, rebooting of their brains. How he came back, I mean, I have no idea. He's dead.
So
He's
actually,
dead. How are they all coming back?
So here's the interesting thing, and like I kind of want to bring Johnny into this because he did a better job explaining it yesterday than I did. But I remembered one thing about the third Matrix movie, and Johnny, you wanna tell us your theory?
All right. So my theory is that from the second film, the architect, when he's talking to Neo about the history of the Matrix, I think he says something like, "This is like the 23rd version of the Matrix," or something like that. My thought is that this is a previous incarnation of the Matrix that took place before the trilogy that we've already seen.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Totally. Hence the young Morpheus.
Morpheus.
Yeah.
I was just actually catching that. I hadn't even really thought about that until I saw this just now as we were talking. I'm like, that would explain why Lawrence Fishburne hasn't.
That's why they don't know each other. They haven't met. Wow,
Yeah.
mind blown.
Wow.
No, absolutely. I'm with you on that because, like, I for years it was like they could just keep making Matrix movies, like, and they could do it in different universes because they gave themselves an out to do that over and over again. And of all the expanded universe stuff that we get forced on us, right? This one actually makes sense to me, which I think is really cool. So, absolutely. Thanks for sharing, Johnny. Much appreciated, sir.
You're welcome.
For those of you guys, that's production manager Johnny Rose on behind the scenes. For those of you who are not familiar to his frequent interruptions, you might as well not go away, Johnny, because we're about to do a weekly poll, and you are always part of it. So yeah, what's the weekly poll this week, Ashton?
Okay, guys, today is National Make a Hat Day, if you didn't know. So if you have the skill to fold up a piece of paper and make yourself like one of those little sailboat hats, go for it. You'll be very thematic. So I took to Twitter to ask you guys to pick a side in the hat debate. Whose hat is more iconic between Jughead's beanie and Loki's horns? I did bend the rules. I know it's a helmet. But nevertheless.
It goes on his head. That's all that matters.
Right.
What about you, Chuck? Where do you stand on this since you're our special guest?
Iconic? I would have to say, well, it depends on when you ask. Like right now, I'd have to say Loki's horns all day long. You ask somebody 20 years ago, they'd probably say Jughead's crown. Which one would I rather wear? Loki all day. I want to walk down the street with giant horns.
Right. You know what? People will get out of your way. That's for sure.
Conversation piece.
Exactly. Or a conversation piece for crazy people. That's probably the other side of it. All right, Johnny, what about you? Where do you fall on this one?
I'm not even going to ask the people in the comments because I have a specific vote on this. Let me see what happens. So Paul, just chime in with the red pill, blue pill. What happens if you take both? What if you take neither? If you take neither, you stay there.
Yeah, basically.
I'm assuming. Yeah, well, that's a good point. If you took neither, isn't that the equivalent of taking the blue pill, where you would basically just be staying there?
Blue's a sugar pill. It does nothing.
So,
Right,
It's
okay.
just a placebo.
Nice.
But anyway, back to this. I remember as a kid, like I grew up reading some of the earliest comics I grew up reading were Archie comics, and as a kid, I always wanted a Jughead beanie. I never found one, but that always stuck with me in my head. So I am going to have to say that the Jughead beanie is more iconic.
Yes.
However,
That's kind of tight, though.
not everyone else agrees. Loki's horns got 57.3% of the votes. Jughead's beanie only got 42.7.
That's a little closer than I thought it would be, and I'm with you. I'm Team Jughead on this.
Yay.
Can we isolate that audio so that that is Troy's ring whenever he calls Ashton?
I'm Team Jughead on this.
You're the production guy, Johnny. Hook me up with that clip.
Going down to the comments.
Look out here.
Volt here,
Okay.
but Dark Helmet. Well,
Understood. A valid response.
Yes,
Yes.
fair enough.
but that is this week's poll.
All right, cool.
I'm actually really shocked that went that way. I was like gearing up to sit here and be like, but you don't understand, like Jughead's beanie. Why is he wearing a crown? Like and I didn't even have to do any of that.
No. I was actually prepared for a lot more of a Loki stance to be in the poll. So, all right, cool.
I am all alone here today, man.
You are, man.
Yep.
Eating up blue pills, wearing my horns.
Sorry, we kind of singled you out here, Chuck. I'm sorry about that.
I want to come back in on this. So let's delve into this a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
Are both of them just purely for fashion sense, or just obviously there's for Jughead. There's no nothing's happening that grant him any kind of powers. But do Loki's horns have any kind of specific purpose to his power? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it's just like official Asgardian garb. I think that's about as far as it goes with the helmet. I think.
Just cultural.
Yeah, I think that's about as far as it goes. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Chuck, do you know?
I don't know. It just goes good with his jester costume from back.
It does.
Collar.
It does.
On his wrists.
But Archie Comics, I feel like you're missing a thing here. I feel like there could be a backstory that could be in a future Archie comic that says the origin of Jughead's beanie. Unless it's already been out there, I would love to read that though.
It is out there.
Never mind. Ashton.
Archie Comics run by
yes.
It's the Mark Waid run. Mark Waid gives it a backstory.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to check
All right.
that. Thank you.
I thought you were going to reference some sort of fan fiction, but okay. All right.
No. I'm sure that's
Surprise,
out there
surprise.
too. I'll find it for you. But no, actually, canonically, there is a reason.
All right, never mind. I take it back. Ashton, what is this week's comic shop shout out?
This week's comic shop shout out, it goes to Titan Moon Comics. Comes from Darth Papa Bear, which is hilarious. And he says they're the best place ever. So we should show you guys some pictures of Titan Moon Comics at the end during the credits roll. If you want us to shout out your local comic book shop on the show, you can find us on social media. Tag your shop. If they don't have a handle, just leave their name and use the hashtag #SupportYourLCS. We will find your shop, shout them out on the show, and give them some love.
All right, cool. Actually, Chuck, what is your comic shop of choice? Where do you shop at in Chicago?
Hands down, Chicago Comics. And
Okay.
whoever was lucky enough to get that name way back, 40 years ago, genius, Chicago Comics. But it's great. It's located just south of Wrigley Field, up in the Lakeview neighborhood. If you've ever been to Chicago, you kind of know the neighborhood. And it's just a beautiful shop. They've been there since the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And the staff is warm and friendly. It's a big, massive shop. You just walk all the way to the end. They've got so many titles, so many collectibles. Nobody's pretentious. Everybody's just super cool. They're really, really nice people. We actually were there. That's where we shot our first Mainframe Comic-Con. During COVID, they actually opened their doors to us.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And allowed
wow.
us to do the entire virtual convention from Chicago Comics. So if you're ever in Chicago,
Cool.
definitely pop in Chicago.
Okay. Awesome. I have not made it to Chicago, and I make it a habit whenever I'm in a new city to actually go to a comic shop.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm curious of what it like, how shops differ from state to state, you know what I mean? So, and also just because I'm, of course, a comic book addict. So, yeah, I will keep that in mind if and when, actually not even if, when I come to Chicago. How about that?
You're comic book royalty, man.
Oh, okay.
Like you walk in any comic shop in Chicago, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, it's Pro Jeffrey Allen."
Yeah, right.
Busy.
Nice.
Straighten the shelf.
Right. You know what's weird? I actually straighten shelves when I'm in comic shops. It's like this knee-jerk, like old mentality that I had from working in comic book stores. Like if I see a book out of place, I put it back. I don't know what it is.
I'm sure they will.
And- yeah. All right. Well, look, guys, that's about it for this week's show. I kind of went that kind of fast, didn't it? Yeah. Chuck, you want to give yourself a shout out before we close out today? What's going on with Chuckload of Comics?
Well, I mean, definitely head on over to chuckloadofcomics.com. If you are in the Chicagoland area, you can find us at Wizard World on October 15th through the 17th. We're going to be moderating all the panels up on the small stage all weekend long. We're also going to be hosting a podcast central, which is going to this hasn't been announced yet, but expect some announcements from folks over at Wizard World. We're going to be setting up an entire podcast corner on the show floor where podcasters come out and do their show live from the show floor. So more news on that. But yeah, head on over to chuckloadofcomics.com. Find us on YouTube, Chuckload of Comics. We try to post nerdy news videos as often as we can, but the website is updated every hour on the hour, every single day, 7 days a week, with all the latest nerd news and all that stuff. So please check us out, chuckloadofcomics.com.
I got really excited for a second because I saw Haley Atwell as Tomb Raider, and I was like, wait, what? But it's the anime. But that's also still cool. Ashton, where can we find you every single week?
Yeah, you can find me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Free Comic Book Day. Just stirring the pot right now since there's no Free Comic Book Day news, so we'll just be talking nonsense. But that'll also be where you can find the Free Comic Book Day news when it's time to start getting ourselves ready again.
Cool. And of course, as you see at the bottom, you can find me at PREVIEWSworld. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And of course, here every week at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And I guess that's it for this week's episode of PREVIEWSworld Weekly, guys. Chuck, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
hanging
much.
out.
You guys made my entire week. This has been
Aw.
an absolute blast. Come back anytime.
Much appreciated. So definitely give Chuck a follow. And I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood.
And we will see you guys at the Spinner Rack. Catch you later.
Don't forget that you can catch Previews World Weekly streaming live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific at Previews World on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.